Hey everybody, it's Pierre Levy, music writer for the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, tapmilwaukee.com. We are here at the last day of the 49th annual Summerfest. We're going to go over the second half here with our music writing team. We got Eric Ernst, Jason Kellner, Kyle Roach talking about the best overall and best and worst of the second half. Jason, we'll start with you. Best of the second half, worst of the second half.
Garbage, great show, just, the first time at Summerfest, a lot of energy there. That new song, Empty, I just can't get out of my head. They played that one live, it just sounded great. Even without Butch Vig, they sounded really good. Great show.
Awesome. And worst, what was the worst of the second half?
My least favorite, I hate to say anything's terrible, because I didn't see anything that was terrible, but Coleman Hell was not that interesting to me. I wanted to check it out. I love that song, Two Heads, but I just think that he's a newer artist. I just don't think he has enough material yet to put on a really great show yet.
Okay, gotcha. Eric, you actually reviewed Coleman Hell for us. Was it bad?
No, it wasn't bad. I think he made the best of what he could. I liked his sense of humor. He made a couple of cracks about the crowd, who obviously did not pick him over a Beatle, having done so. But it was just kind of dumb, stupid fun, and he made the best of it. Yeah.
So for you, what was the best overall? Best of the second half, worst of the second half?
Yeah. Overall, definitely stays with Willie Nelson and Chris Christopherson, opposite of Save the Best for Last. They were up the first night, and nothing got better than that. For the second half, the most fun that I had was watching the Hollywood Vampires.
Okay.
You would expect those three guys, Alice Cooper, Johnny Depp, and Joe Perry, to have really big egos, but they sort of shed it at the stage and just had a big fun night of big rock karaoke, and this is the perfect venue for that. So big sing-alongs and just fun, just good fun. And the worst, not just for the second half, but for the entire festival, was definitely Mike D's DJ set, which was really disappointing for me because I was looking forward to seeing Mike D be a DJ, and it turns out he's not a DJ. He even brought the DJ from LA who's teaching him how to be a DJ, and so the crowd essentially watched him get a DJ lesson. And I wouldn't have guessed it last year with all the hubbub that Paris Hilton had, but it turns out Paris Hilton is a much better DJ than Mike D is.
Wow, that is saying something.
Yeah.
That's something that Paris Hilton can put on her website now.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
Best overall and second half would have to go to Paul McCartney. As we both kind of talked about, his Miller Park show from 2013 was one of the best shows I've ever seen, and kind of felt like maybe that was going to be the last chance we would have to see him, but here he comes around again for Summerfest 3 years later, and just a lot of new songs on the set list, some of those that he has never played as a solo artist until this year, and still has a ton of energy, still is pulling out different stories and sort of demystifying the songwriting craft for us right there. It felt a little more intimate than Miller Park. I'm not going to say it was necessarily better, but it was still just an amazing performance.
And what about the worst of the second half?
I'd have to go with Chris Isaak. I just don't think his voice has really held up very well over the year. It seemed more like a novelty act than a real vital performance.
Gotcha. Well, I agree with you on McCartney. I mean, for that was my favorite show of Summerfest, hands down. I think I totally agree with basically every single talking point you made, and I think he just really connected, and the audience really connected, and fantastic show. A highlight for me on the second half, though, too, was Andra Day, who has just an amazing voice. I could hear her voice all the way across the grounds. It just traveled so far. It was just so beautiful and stunning. But then, as a performer, she's fantastic. She could be extremely theatrical, but then she could also be really intimate. There were moments where it was still so quiet. You could actually hear her earrings jangle, almost like wind chimes. I mean, it was just, they had those really interesting, special, intimate moments. And for worse, the second half wasn't terrible, but definitely disappointed in Blink-182. Tom DeLonge is out of the group now, and it's just not quite the same. The crowd that was there didn't seem to care because they were just singing along songs that had a special place in their nostalgic hearts. But yeah, Matt Skiba, who I like a lot, just doesn't work as well with Mark Hoppus. Their voices are just too similar, and Skiba didn't really bring any personality to his performance. He was just kind of reciting the lines, that's it. So maybe we'll get better. So that does it for our Summerfest coverage. Thank you everyone for watching and following along. You can go back to jsonline.com/Summerfest for our last reviews and photos and much more. Thanks again, we'll see you for the 50th.